All right, I just want to welcome everybody to the Sunrise Business Mastermind. How many of you today came expecting to see images? Oh, good. Only one person. How many of you that were here last week are looking forward to a hangout? Well, the obvious overwhelming is we're going to see images.
Of a hangout?
There was a little bit of a snafu when it came to the communication. Some of you might have received the email that said, hey, we're going to be doing images today, and we promised you a hangout. Well, here's the good news. We're going to do both, but here's how we're going to do it. Last week we also did a presentation up at Copper Mountain College up in the Yucca Valley area, and we taped the entire thing, and guess what we did? How to do a hangout. And we did it from step one right to completion. So if you don't mind, what we'd like to do is we want to share that video with you so you don't take any notes on when it comes to hanging out. Right. And you can take us home and we can hang out together on your computers or your laptops or wherever you're going to show us. Please just don't show us in the men's or ladies' bathrooms.
So might we see this, may we download this that you're going to show us to our computer to study it?
You can access it anytime you want. For you to actually download it, no. That's our content. But
I don't want to download it.
You can watch it anytime you want.
It's archived, so how do I get
to it?
It
will be. We'll share that with you at the end.
Sorry.
So if you leave early or you take too many donut breaks, you can't get that. Okay? So anyway, we want to thank you for being here this morning. This is a SCORE presentation, and this is for the benefit of people watching streaming. We are located at the SCORE office in Palm Desert at 43100 Cook Street, and we want to thank you for joining us. And it's something we do every week, and the whole idea of this is to help you as business owners say, you know what, the technology is sometimes a little bit, and raise your hand if I'm wrong, sometimes can be overwhelming. Yes. Okay? I'm wrong? Oh no, you agree. Okay, good. That's how overwhelming it can be. It can actually make you answer yes when the answer is no. And then all of a sudden it's like, what happened? I'll give you a real specific example. Last night, we put up a new website for one of our clients, and because the technology within WordPress has gotten even more advanced and easier to use, all of a sudden when I used to upload videos for our clients that we do, it was just simply a cut and paste. I'd take the video stream and put on there. Well, now all of a sudden I'm looking at it, I'm going, okay, this is not an embed code, this is not a link, what the heck is it? So it took about 45 minutes to decipher exactly how that coding was done by our developer. And now that I know how to do it, it's really slick and it's very easy. But up until that point, I'm like, okay, this is like 10 o'clock at night. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm like, okay, what's going on? So I had my hand up. I need some help here. But I figured it out. So you're going to get the benefit of the fact that Andrew, who is incredibly skilled at what he does, and I'm just happy to be here, that we have gone through some of these challenges for you. So today we're going to talk specifically about images. Andrew, before we get started, tell us a little bit about you and your business.
Sure, Autopilot Your Business. We're an online digital media agency, so we put a lot of websites together, strategy, online, social media, anything that you need to do to get online, get found online, that's what we do. AutopilotYourBusiness.com.
Great.
Autopilot.
AutopilotYourBusiness.com. If you're not, and quite frankly, that autopilot thing, as an example, Jody, what does that mean, autopilot? What does that mean to you, just in the general context?
Let it work for itself.
Let it work for itself. Dean?
Yes, turn it on and walk away.
Exactly. So when you think about what we're going to teach you, it's not something that said, oh man, I've got to carve out another ton of hours in a day that I don't have much left. Does everybody have a lot of extra hours? No? Okay. So the whole idea of what we're going to show you is how, at the end, hey, how you can put this thing on autopilot. So you can create it once, walk away, and depending on how often you do it, it may be something you don't have to mess with once every 30 days, once every 6 months, maybe once a year. We have some things that are in place that are actually, we did them once and it took about, 5 or 6 hours to put together, but it's set up for the next 12 months to go out to our clients, either once a week or once every other week. And now it's done, it's on autopilot. So I want you to keep that thought in mind, because all of a sudden that carves out and gives back to us all this time that we would have been spending, I can't go out to lunch, I can't meet this client, I can't go to a networking meeting because I have to do this other stuff. So with that, yes sir?
Well, you do that on your website. When I inquire on your website, you have an automatic response. And I know you're not sitting there at the computer every time,
right?
Because you're so prompt at it. I mean, I've just finished it and it's on the inbox.
That's it. And that's my contact because, it's like one of those things, how many of you ever gotten an email, or you send an email to somebody, and you don't hear back from them for days and days? And how do you feel about that? Like, man, they don't care, right? Or are they even open my email? So we use a simple thing called an autoresponder, and all that happens is you go into your email, and I'm not sure if there are any that do not offer this anymore, but you can go ahead and set up an autoresponder and change your messages in there. Hey, thanks for checking with me. I'm out with clients right now, or I'm on the phone, and as soon as I get this, I'll get back to you. Now I say on mine that I check my emails early in the morning and late in the afternoon. So if Michael sends me an email at 10 o'clock in the morning, it tells him, hey, I may not get back to you till late in the afternoon. And he's not wondering, hey, what's going on? But now there are some times where I'm in the office or I'm on the computer at 10 o'clock and I'll respond. So I would rather under-promise and over-deliver instead of the other way around. So that's why I use those autoresponders. Yes, sir.
Just a little tweak of that, I learned from a time management guy years ago that we would do well to corridor our day and let everyone know we make phone calls back from 3:30 to 4:30, and that they get to know that. So if a call comes in and you're sitting at your desk at 12:30, they know that, or the secretary knows, or whoever's answering the phone, he'll take your call at 3:30.
Absolutely.
So leave your message set up.
You bet.
So the expectation of the client or prospect is, and they will train them. It took 6 months to train people. Anyway, that's just
another piece of this, especially for somebody like Michael or Jody that I know that are with clients often, and you're in events. Sometimes it's one of those things where, you know what, maybe Nicole has to get to Michael right away. There's an emergency. So you might put in the autoresponder, if it's an emergency, please text me at this number. And then that way, it's one of those things that now, if somebody calls you and said, or they text you, hey, do you have the combination to the door you need? That's an emergency. Hey, what are you doing for lunch tomorrow? That's not an emergency. But now you have an option to make that decision. Do I respond back or do I not? Okay? And it's really not, a text really not interrupting your day. You feel a buzz in your pocket, or you hear it in your purse, and you check it out and say, I'll get that later. Okay? So anyway, we could talk about that process all day long. I could auto-respond all morning, but I'm not going to. So I'm going to turn it over to Andrew. Andrew?
All right, thank you. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
So today we're going to talk about images and why images are so powerful in your business. How many people are using images right now in their business? Yeah, cool.
I don't know what it is.
An image, picture. Like a picture,
Video.
an image. Just an image. We're just going to talk, we're not talking about video today, we're going to talk about straight up images. And so I want to run through why this is so important and why things are changing on the internet. Now, we've spoken at length in this class particularly about the way Google is changing, right? So we know that Google are looking for people to create content that is relevant, fresh, and unique. And with so much content being created these days, in fact, they say that there's been more content created from 2003 to 2013 than there was from the dawn of time till 2003. That's how much content's been created in the last 10 years. I'm going to say that the amount of content over the next 3 years will equal that what was just done in the last 10. So we're creating a lot of content out there. Now with the creation of all this content, you've got to stand out and be different amongst your competition. So one of the ways that's really just going through the charts right now is images, creating good looking images. Now, how many people have seen on Facebook or those social platforms, images with words over the bottom of them? They call them memes or themes. How many people have seen those? Yep. So I'm going to talk about how they create those and why they're so important today. But before we do that, I just want to do a quick little quiz with you. In fact, what I'd like you to do, I want you to just pair up, or groups of 3 is fine. Just find somebody. I want you to quickly go through this list and write down which platforms are not using images, okay? So go through this list here and find out, and let's let me know, and you do in pairs, I want you to do it with somebody else, so turn around to the person behind you or next to you, and write down which platforms are not using it. Now if you don't know what some of these platforms are, that's okay. Just write that down as well, alright? So I'll give you a minute to do that. So turn around, you guys can turn around there, you guys can turn around here. So make sure you write it down.
I don't know how. He said are not.
Are not. So write it down.
Twitter.
Twitter will be an option.
I don't know, I don't use Twitter, so I don't know, you know better than I do.
Snapchat, of course. WhatsApp.
Are there any other Twitter? How many are up there?
Foursquare's you can check.
Instagram sounds like it's
15.
WhatsApp.
15.
Pinterest.
There's 15 different platforms.
Vine, yes. Jelly Box, I have no idea.
So it has 3 rows.
So, this is just this is not all of them. This is just
Foursquare is
ones I
like.
can
I have
find.
no idea.
Tumblr
How you doing?
images, Viber
Flippergram?
images.
Never heard of it.
Flip a finger.
I don't know.
I give you like 30 seconds. 30 seconds to write any of them down.
Which one do you use? All of them?
These are the ones that I have heard of, except for, I guess, Twitter. I've never used it, so I don't.
All right.
Okay.
Everybody written the ones that don't use images down? Let's see what you guys over there. Which ones don't? Actually, let's just find out. Which platforms haven't you heard of before out of those list?
For me, haven't, the last 3.
You haven't heard of Foursquare?
No.
This one?
Yeah.
Flippergram, Tumblr, and Viber?
Actually, Tumblr, yes, but,
Flippergram and
Yeah.
Viber you haven't
Yeah.
heard of? Okay, great. Dean?
I've never heard of Foursquare, Boxer, Jelly, Vine, Flippergram, Tumblr, and Viber.
Okay,
Never
cool.
heard of any of those.
Great.
Yeah, Vine,
It's
Jelly,
not a bad thing. It's not a
Boxer.
bad thing.
Vine, Jelly, and Boxer.
Vine, Jelly, and Boxer, yep.
I haven't heard of the
All
last
of
3
them?
rows. No, the
This-
top 2 rows, yes, I'm familiar with.
You haven't heard of these 3?
The
these on
last 3
two?
rows, I'm not.
Okay, great. Chris, you would have heard most of these?
Most of them, Vine and Jelly, I'm not familiar with.
Vine, Jelly, okay, great. Michael?
Similar.
Similar down the bottom?
Not familiar with Jelly or Viber.
Jelly or Viber? Come on, that's my favorite.
Yeah, I don't know Viber, Jelly, or WhatsApp.
Oh, WhatsApp, okay, cool. Alan? You've heard of all of these, right?
LinkedIn, you don't know.
LinkedIn, you haven't
I
heard of
only
LinkedIn?
know the ones I know.
You only know the ones you know. Imagine that.
I never know the ones I don't know. Facebook,
All right.
Yeah.
So these are different platforms out there that I just picked random, well, not randomly. I picked these ones. These are the biggest ones. There's a lot more other platforms, but every single one of these platforms uses images as their main feature, or part of their main feature. So every single one of these is very rich in images. Now, I'll go through each of these in a second.
We had a discussion about Twitter that I thought they used images, but I've never used Twitter, so I don't know.
Right. So
how does Twitter use images?
Perfect. Perfect. So Twitter in 2008, 2007, when it started up, was a text-only
Right. That's
platform. Right, 140 characters. That's all you could do. And this is why this is so important, because Twitter now realize the value of images that people are putting on images. So now you can share images on Twitter. You can share videos on Twitter now. And you can even, as of last week, you can share GIFs, which are the animated, you see little animated videos that go for about 2 seconds and they just repeat and roll over and roll over. That's a GIF. You can now share that on Twitter too. So Twitter, exactly my point, is that they're realizing the power of images and they're allowing their platform to share images. Pinterest is a big image platform. Let me go through some of the ones you probably haven't heard of. Foursquare is a check-in, it's a check-in app where people go to different venues. They might go to a restaurant and they check in. You can share images on Foursquare. You can take photos of the venue that you're at and share it. In fact, in the last 2 weeks, they've just split up their whole app and they've got a new one called Swarm, which is another story altogether.
Swarm?
Jelly is a Twitter app that's pretty cool actually. It's the ability to take a photo. If I was to take a photo of this cup here, I could post it on Jelly and say, hey, what is this? Because it's like a Q&A but with photos. So you take a photo and you say, what's this? And people will give you responses and they'll say, hey, that's a cup that you can buy at 7-Eleven, sort of thing. Or I did an example. Was anybody here when we did the interview with Kitchen, Jan from Kitchen? No, okay, so you were here? So we did an interview with Jan from Kitchen. Everybody know what Kitchen is?
No.
It's a local shop here that sells all sorts of kitchen utensils and weird items in the kitchen, right? So she had these items up here and I took a photo of this It was an egg cuber. A cube. It makes hard-boiled egg cubes. Why would you want that? I don't know. But anyway.
So they don't roll, so they stay.
You know what? Now that I've seen it, it makes sense. But when I saw it, I'm like, why would you want that? Anyway, so I took this photo of this egg cube and I posted on Jelly and I said, does anybody know what this is? And I had people, this is cool, I had people send me back a message saying, hey, that's an egg cube and you can get it. And somebody quoted Kitchen, her website from around the world. They quoted her site to go and find out where to buy it from. So you can ask all sorts of interesting questions. As a business, I had a light globe on my desk. It was a weird shaped light globe. I took a photo and said, where can I get a light globe like this? And somebody from Lowe's answered on Jelly, said, hey, you can go down to Lowe's and ask for this SKU number, SKU number. This is the sort of globe it is. So someone from Lowe's saw my question and they're answering it for me and I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. I'm impressed with someone from Lowe's.
That's Jelly?
That's Jelly app, yeah. So it's totally, I mean, it can be useful, but it can be a waste of time too. Like a lot of these things, you can really get sucked into time wasting on all of these. So if we were playing the World Cup, we'd give red cards to a few of these apps.
So I have a question about that. So when you want to access Jelly, it's an app,
It's
or
an
is
app.
it something that's through Twitter?
No, it's an app. It's an app on your mobile.
And then
on your mobile phone.
it connects to Twitter, so you can like.
Well,
tweet
you know
it,
what? It's not
something like
even.
that,
You don't
or-
even see it on Twitter. It's just Twitter owned.
Oh,
Twitter owned. So
okay.
they own it. They created a few extra apps. So
Okay.
they've created it so you can have a play with it. It's just a different tool.
It's another thing to get sucked into.
It's another thing to get sucked into. Exactly. Vine is an app where you can create 6-second videos. Now, let me think. Is Vine owned by Twitter? I think it is. But Vine lets you create 6-second videos. Now, who on earth would think that 6-second video would even make sense? If you go back to 2007, go back to Twitter, 140 characters. Who's going to write 140 characters on a stupid platform like Twitter? Well, it turns out a lot of people are. Vine videos are becoming very, very powerful. You can record a 6-second video. It doesn't have to be 6 seconds of continuous. You can record 1 second and then the next second and then the next second. So you almost see like stop motion sort of video. So there's a lot of businesses out there using Vine for their business, creating little videos. Now it's all about getting creative because in this day and age, our attention span is getting smaller and smaller. Now we can only handle 6-second videos. wait over 10 years time, we'll have 1 second videos and
What'd you say?
I'm over it.
Yeah, 3
So-
seconds.
So Vine is one of those apps that lets you share images as well. Snapchat, has everybody heard of Snapchat? Snapchat, we'll talk about Snapchat in a minute, but Snapchat is a service that lets you record a video or an image. And let's say I was going to send a video to Chris. So I recorded a video and I said, hey Chris, the secret password to today's treasure chest is gold. And I send it to her, she watches it once. Then it disappears. Once she's watched it, it just disappears. She'll never be able to see it again. So if you're, now this is huge for kids, not kids I should say, for the younger, 15 to 22, this is what they're all on at the moment, is Snapchat. They're sending videos to each other and then it disappears. So Snapchat is a tool that has this awesome ability, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but it's what people are doing these days. So I just want to make you aware of what's happening out there so that you can not jump on it yourself, but just know that these are where people are hanging out. If your target market is younger generation, then you may want to think about how do I get on Snapchat and use that for my business. All right. Time of Viber. Viber is a messaging service where you can. I can call. I've got friends on Viber all around the world, so I can call them on the phone. As long as they're on their Wi-Fi network, I can call them on my phone in Australia or UK or wherever I want to call them, even locally, and I don't pay a cent for the call. Now, how much do you think this app cost me?
Free.
Zero.
What's the name of it again?
Zero. Viber. I'm talking about this one down the bottom.
I can't.
Viber. So Viber, if you want to connect with people all over the world and you don't want to be paying for those long distance phone calls, Viber is a great way to do it. You know, if you've got clients in Canada and stuff like that, you want to talk to them over the phone, Viber is the perfect way to do it.
So there's no time limit on the calls or
No,
anything?
no.
But they have to have Viber as well.
They have Viber as well, or they have Viber as well, and then you can talk to them for free all day long. Yeah, and it's over the Wi-Fi network.
So that's an app?
That's an app. Yep. That's
Like
an app.
How's the reception?
Reception depends on your Wi-Fi. So if I'm in a great Wi-Fi area and you're in a dodgy one out the back of nowhere, then it may not be so good. But if we're both in the cities where the Wi-Fi is good, it's perfect. You know, it's great.
Is that a Skype competitor?
It's like a Skype competitor.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. So there's a number of those apps that are out there. Voxer is an interesting one too. Voxer is one where this is almost going down a communication session rather than an image session. But Voxer is like a walkie-talkie where you can send a message. So if I wanted to send a message to Jody and I didn't want to talk to him because I know he just talks all day long. I'm like, hey Jody, here's the answer to your question. This is it. And I hang up. He gets it instantly and he can respond, but he doesn't ring me. He has to leave a message back on Voxer. So it's almost like leaving voicemail and voicemail. So we're communicating without actually having the talk, where he tends to drag it on and I just can't get off that phone. So I know that he limits it, and then it's recorded as well, so I can go back and listen to the message later down the track. So that's Voxer. I know a lot of people use Voxer. You know, Jeff was talking about leaving messages and phone calls earlier. I know some people that just use Voxer because they don't want to talk to people because they're too busy, but they'll listen to their Voxer message when they're driving, when they've got just a minute to listen to that call, rather than ringing them back and knowing that a 1 minute call doesn't ever last 1 minute with some people. So Voxer can be a really powerful way to communicate.
Is it only voice, or does it also have?
Oh, so you can do text and images as well. So all of these have got images, so you can text on Voxer as well.
So what's the advantage of that versus texting or?
You know, it's just different. It's like having why would you drive a Ford versus another brand of car? You know, it's your choice. It's a preference. So I wouldn't say go out and get all of these because what's the point? I mean, you can have all of them, but you'll tend to use one more than the other.
But
just the way you like it.
The other person has Sandbox, right?
Yeah, the other person will have Voxer too. So what I'm finding is I've got friends who are Voxer, some are Viber, someone this and someone that.
You got to keep it all straight.
Yeah, sometimes it's a bit of a pain in the ass. But what a lot of these do is they connect with your address book in your phone. So basically, like Voxer will go, okay, let's go and find out all of the people that we know who's got Voxer. So you'd have to go and ask them if they've got Voxer. Your phone list, because it's connected to their phone numbers. So they go and look for who's got this phone number in the world. Oh, they're in your address book. Hey, this person's on Voxer. Do you want to connect with them? So if you joined Voxer and you're already in my address book, it would tell me, hey, Michael's on Voxer. Start chatting with him. So you can start talking to that person. So you don't have to go and look for them. It tells you, which makes it easy for you to move on. Right? Any other questions about some of those? We could talk about these all day, but I won't. All right. So here's what I want you to do. Here's a little infographic that is about the amount of images that are shared per day. Shared per day. Now I want to start down the bottom here. Instagram. How many images do you think are shared on Instagram? Has everybody heard of Instagram? Anybody not heard of Instagram? So Instagram is a app that was bought out by. Anyone know who bought Instagram? Facebook. Facebook paid $1 billion. Paid $1 billion to own this company, and they bought it because 55 million images were shared on Instagram a day. 55 million images were shared on Instagram a day. So Facebook saw that and said, you know what? That's a big part of what we want to do. We're really into image sharing. We want that business, so we want to collect all of that sharing so it becomes our property.
Yes.
So they paid they paid $1 billion for Instagram. Anybody use Instagram? You guys down the front use Instagram? I couldn't have guessed that at all. All right, so I've given it away. What's number 3, which shares 350 million images? Facebook. Facebook shares 350 million images a day. Now that's quite a lot.
350 million?
A day.
Compared to 55.
Compared to 55 million, but they own that. So now they have 400 million odd between the two of them, which is phenomenal, right? Just those two platforms alone. Number 2 is Snapchat. Now, Snapchat we just spoke about. Facebook said, you know what, we like Snapchat. Let's go and pay $3 billion for this. So they offered this guy $3 billion, which I think it was like November, and the guy said no.
Yeah.
He said, you can keep your $3 billion.
Really?
I don't need it.
$3 billion. Now, why would they pay $3 billion? Because Snapchat itself shares 400 million images a day. 400 million images. And Facebook will then go, hey, that's more than our platform, and we're worth a lot more than that. $3 billion is chump change. Let's go and offer this guy $3 billion. And the guy walked away.
Why are images so valuable in that sense? Otherwise, why is that? That can't be the only reason they wanted to buy Snapchat.
Yeah, because of the amount of users. Now, Facebook looked at this and said, okay, our demographics for our lower end of the market, 15 to 23 or whatever it is shrinking. People are getting bored of Facebook. Do you guys use Facebook still? Yeah. There's a lot of people that are dropping off Facebook. Anybody using Facebook less now than they were, say, a year or two ago? They're using Facebook less because they're just not, it's not exciting, it's full of ads and that sort of stuff. Why have you stopped it?
Because it's getting annoying. They decide what they want you to see rather than what you want to see, and
Right.
you're supposed to have the ability to sort that, like most recent versus the top
Correct.
stories, but it doesn't
It's all
actually
really
do
rubbish.
it. Yeah.
Pre-selecting for you.
So this is what's happening out there, is people getting sick of being told what they want to see. It's, hey, this is my Facebook, my friends, I want to see what I'm looking for, and you're dishing up crap. Well, I shouldn't say that because I'm a marketer, so I'm running ads too, but you're dishing up ads to me that I'm not interested in. I don't want to see that.
But even I also have a Facebook page that I use for marketing, but it's even the Facebook page, like I feel like if I even pay for it, it's not going to the right people.
Right.
So I don't really see the value
Sure.
in it as much as like Google Plus, for example.
Yeah, so that's part of the Facebook problem. Is back in January they came out and said, you know what, instead of having organic reach for your page, let's say you've got your page and you want to send information out to people, organically we're not going to show that anymore. You're going to have to start paying for it, and then people are like, wow, we're going to start paying for Facebook. Yeah. So there's no free lunch anymore, I don't think, on these platforms, and people are getting sick of it. We call it interruption marketing. So you're out there looking at Facebook and you're looking for your friends and all that sort of stuff, and you haven't had your fix of photos of cats, so you want to find some more. And then Facebook come along and say, here's an ad for Bob's Barbecue Wings. I don't want this. Why am I getting this ad? Because it's interrupting your day, right? So it's interruption marketing. If you go to the other side to Google, you know when Google put the ads on the right hand side, you're searching for something. That's not interruption marketing, because you're looking for something specific on Google, and they're offering ads that are related to what you're searching for. So it's not interrupting your search, it's just you're looking for something, and if you choose to go over there, you can go and chase those ads. But Facebook are sticking them right in the front of your, it's almost like watching TV with ads. I mean, how rude is that? Right, so Facebook saw that the lower end of the market is dropping off. We want to know where they are. Hey, they're at Snapchat. Everyone's jumping on Snapchat. We want those kids in our demographics because we want to keep up our numbers. We've got shareholders to please. Let's go and pay some money for Snapchat. But the guy said no. So they left and they said, well, that was a bit of a dud deal. Now there's another platform out here which has more than all of those. It has 500 million photos a day, or images a day shared. Anyone know what that platform is?
Google?
Google? No.
Google Plus.
Google Plus? No.
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn? No. It's an app. It's an app.
What's an app?
Autopilot.
Pinterest?
When I follow your business, yes, that's us.
Pinterest?
Pinterest? No.
Has 500 million.
500 million. And I'm going to give you a clue here. Facebook said, hey, we like that platform too, let's go and buy it. Here is $19 billion for this app. They paid now they own it, they paid $19 billion for this company. 19 billion?
Pinterest?
Ridiculous. No, Facebook don't own Pinterest. It's an app they bought in January or February this year.
Oh, yeah. That's the one.
What's that?
WhatsApp.
Who is it?
WhatsApp. WhatsApp.
What's
WhatsApp.
No, I'm not familiar with it.
That's the name of it?
Yeah, it's called WhatsApp. WHATS.
What's up?
WhatsApp, as in application. APP.
Kind of like who's on first?
Who's on first? That's right. WhatsApp. So, WhatsApp. What is WhatsApp? Anyone know what WhatsApp is? Anybody ever heard of WhatsApp?
I've used it, it's just to text and to call.
Right. It's very similar to Viber. Right now, it's funny because over here in the US, people are like, what? What's that? What's that? It's hard to say. What is WhatsApp? What is WhatsApp? We've never heard of it before. How can that be the most popular thing? Well, the fact is that the US is not the only country in the world. Europe and Asia are massive on WhatsApp. This is the biggest thing in Europe and Asia, and they have a lot more people over there than they do in the US.
One of the reasons I think is because here you have to pay for it and then, no?
No, you don't have to pay for it.
Then at some point they had made it so you had to pay for it and then it went back to being free or something, because there was like some interruption there.
I've been on it for a couple of years. I've never had to pay for it, so I'm not saying that I use it every day either. We used to use that when we were traveling, and it was good for group text, but they're now sharing images all around the world. All the Europeans and Asians are all sharing this stuff, so they've made it very, very exciting for Facebook to say, hey, you know what, there is a lot of movement here, and they're in markets that we're not in. You know, because it's all good buying Snapchat with all of these users, but at the end of the day, they might have all been Facebook users anyway. Are we really buying all these extra people, or are we just buying our old people back? So they looked at WhatsApp and said, you know what, WhatsApp's got all these people we've never even had on our platform before. They've never been exposed to Facebook. How do we make that jump? How do we get them into Facebook? So they paid that ridiculous amount of money.
19 billion.
19 billion, yeah, B with a B, billion with a B. $19 billion for that.
So what is WhatsApp again?
Well, it's an app that lets you communicate with people. You can talk, you can call, you can share images. It's like Viber. You know, we spoke about Viber. You can call people all around the world without using the telephone, without paying for charges. So it's a great communication tool, but people are using it to share images as well. And they're sharing 500 million of them, which is more than Facebook and Instagram combined, which is pretty crazy.
So if I'm overseas and I want to communicate with someone here in the
Yep.
United States, I can do that?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Go to Starbucks or whatever over there, find a Wi-Fi network, and then you just call them up.
Originally, I think it
WhatsApp.
was just text, like it was just a
It was-
free way
once
to
again, it
text,
was
and
text.
that's how
Yep.
everybody started using
Yeah,
it.
once again, a lot of these platforms start out with text. Facebook, even when it started, wasn't big on images. It was a lot of text, and then they started realizing that images were big. It became the biggest image sharing platform quickly, but then these other two, WhatsApp and Snapchat, have taken over.
You know who discovered that idea? Walt Disney.
Of what, images?
He's the first guy ever to do
It was
images.
probably the cavemen, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't go back enough.
So anyway, that's the amount of image shared per day. Let's move on. So here's a little image. Here's a little infographic, just with some stats here. I'm going to read you a couple of stats so that if you can't read that, I'll read them out loud for you. So first one, brains. This is a couple of interesting things. Brains can process images in 13 milliseconds. So they did a study at, I think it was MIT. And it was only this year that they did that they thought that the brains could not process images faster than I think it was 50 milliseconds. And they discovered that images now can be recognized within 13 milliseconds. So people looking at these images on Snapchat and Facebook and all that sort of stuff, you can scroll through. Anybody ever seen someone scroll through phones real fast? Like, how can you even be reading what's going on? But our brains are processing these images that are coming through, that when you see an image, you either want to stop, you make an impression of that image, or you keep going. So people are reading faster and faster as well. So brains can process images 180%. So websites with visuals can drive up to 180% more engagement than those without. So if your website is full of text, you're going to have a lot less engagement than you are if you put visuals on it, images. Websites that, where are we? Websites that use infographics grow over 12% than those that don't. Where have I got that one there? I think it's down the bottom here, you probably can't read it too well. So websites that use infographics, now does anybody not know what an infographic is? Yep. This is an infographic. This whole thing is an infographic.
That is?
That's an infographic, yes. It's a graphic that's representing information graphically. It's a picture. This infographic, does it look pretty cool?
Yeah, very nice.
That's crap. But I did it. I'll show you how I did it. But I created these infographics. You've probably seen these pop up all over the place. And they're very powerful because people are sharing this information rather than have 6 bullet points on a slide, and you go, oh, that's really exciting. Put it inside an infographic so that people can see it and get a little bit more. Now, this was actually designed as a handout. So normally when I do this presentation, you'll have a handout so you can actually see it in color. So it probably doesn't come up too well on the overhead projector, but usually it's a full-page handout when I do this. So let's see, photos on Facebook generate 53% more likes than the average post. So photos on Facebook generate 53% more likes. So if you're doing your business page, you want to make sure you're putting images on it if you're going to run ads as well. Put images on the ads that you're running because you're going to generate more likes that way. Pinterest is now the 4th largest driver of traffic on the internet. Pinterest is now the 4th largest driver. So if you're putting images on your website, then you want to make sure you're putting them on Pinterest because Pinterest is driving traffic to your website. It's the 4th largest one driving traffic to your website. Does that make sense?
Well,
Yep.
can you use that for like a marketing coaching business, or is it just for things that are appropriate to images? Like
No,
food?
so as far as using Pinterest goes for your business,
Yeah, I mean, I was, back in the day when it first came out, I thought, well, that's great for things like fashion and food.
Yeah.
But how would somebody,
Well, you can
is
even-
anybody even in there who'd be interested in
yeah,
marketing?
absolutely. Yeah, people are using, because there's such a large audience now, if you've got great images, and this is why we'll talk about how to make great images for your business. It doesn't have to be nice looking shoes. If you've got a coaching business, how do you put images that are going to entice people that are looking for your business? It could be quotes, it could be inspirational sort of stuff. How do you put that on Pinterest and then use that to drive people back to your site? And YouTube down the bottom, I'm not going to talk about YouTube too much, but YouTube has 4 billion views a day. So we're just going on the video side of things. A lot of people watching YouTube videos, which is images in itself, but it's a video format. Any questions about that?
Does YouTube have a main competitor as far as videos?
Not as, I mean, they have competitors. They have things like Vimeo and
Someone who's
Vidler and
very-
MetaCafe and Dailymotion. There's a bunch of video platforms out there, but as far as
Yeah.
people watching it, no. Nope. All right, so let's have a look at this. What sort of images can you create? This is space for you to take some notes. What type of images can you create? All right, the first one here is photos taken by yourself. So of course you can take photos and you can create images like that. Now, with photos taken by yourself, I was at a place in San Diego down near what's the big hotel down there? Del Coronado. So I was just up the road and there was a little coffee shop on the corner, and I took a photo of this shop because they have a coffee shop, but they have a lot of sit down area for people to come and buy to sit in and drink their coffee and stuff, like a little cafe. But they had a problem with people walking in, ordering takeout and sitting on all the furniture and then getting up and leaving, and the tables were all being taken, so they couldn't sit their diners in. So they said, well, how else do we make this work? You know what, let's punch a hole in the side of the wall on the footpath. And through a little window, we can serve all our takeout customers through there so that they don't come into our cafe, so we can have the seats for the diners that are going to pay. That was a brilliant idea. So I took a photo of that and how it worked, and people lining up along the sidewalk to order their coffee. And I posted that on my Facebook page, and I got more likes and comments on that photo that I took myself than I have on any other photo that I've created. So photos that you've taken by yourself that are relevant to your business can be really, really powerful.
You were
text underneath.
And I just wrote, yeah, I put the photo and I just said, hey, I saw this great idea about utilising the space on your business. So it wasn't on the photo itself, it's just underneath as a post.
Okay.
But yeah, did you have a question?
were you in the picture or not?
No, I wasn't even, my kids were running around the picture, so it wasn't a
Wasn't
nice...
a selfie?
No, it wasn't a selfie, no.
Did you pay them?
I didn't do a selfie, I wouldn't have got the shares and the likes if it was a selfie.
Did you pay them?
I didn't pay them, they're paying me.
I want to represent.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so slide shares is another way that you can create images. So there's a number of
Slideshows?
slide shares. Yeah. So this is a slide. We're doing a slide presentation here. I could put this entire slide share, this slide up on a site called slideshare.net, and that lets me share my slideshows, and that gets a lot of traffic. I think slideshare.net is owned by LinkedIn, but it's a very powerful way to share images. If you ever do a presentation and you've got some slides, have you used this before, Chris, SlideShare?
No, but I've got a lot of presentations that I
You can put these up and you get people following you and looking at the SlideShares. It's a great way to share the information that you've got.
I used it Sunday, and I found a program I'm sure you know about called Slide Shark.
Okay.
Slide Shark is to take the image from the creation of the slide that only takes it so far, and then Slide Shark lets you do many things with it. For example, if you have an Apple TV, you can then use that to mirror and AirDrop and put it up. I had it on 2 screens.
Wow, you're sounding very technical here.
Oh,
You must have been coming every Tuesday.
I told you all, yeah, that's right. I'm
He was
here.
all excited.
It was terrific because the slides were on equal on twin screens.
You're getting more technical than me. You're teaching that next
No.
Teaching Apple AirDrop.
It was terrific, and it's all off my iPad.
Slideshark.com?
What?
Slideshark.com?
Yeah, Shark.
Yeah.
It's slideshark.com.
.com,
And
yeah.
free,
That's what he
it's a
said.
free
Yeah.
download.
In his accent.
In my accent.
Yeah, it's from Australia, so it's.
Well, then it's slide shot to you.
Shut. All right, next one. Infographics. Infographics are other types of images that you can share. You know, the latest infographic that's around, the latest thing about infographics is what they call gifographics. You know, we spoke about that little video moving. Well, these gifographics now are what's happening. They're starting to see infographics, but they're moving little infographics. I'll see if I can dig one up for you at the end of the presentation and show you what I'm talking
So
about.
it's a moving graphic.
Moving graphic, yeah.
How do you create those?
Get someone to do it.
Yeah, hire somebody.
Yeah, I'd say I couldn't be bothered.
You
They're
need a
learning.
camera like that.
No, you know,
No,
they
there
didn't
isn't like
come
it,
up.
like you were talking
They're
about
like
the
little
6-second videos.
Yeah, it's something like that. So what I've seen is a couple of things like how fast. The one I saw was how fast does a cheetah run, right? And they've got this moving cheetah. It just looks like it's running, and they have a speedometer that moves up and down. So it looks like it's eye catching, and it's like, oh, this is pretty cool. So you'll start seeing that coming up.
Treasure chest on my website with a little dancing crab.
Oh yeah.
So it's like a graphic that's animated too.
Yeah.
You know those.
So imagine putting that inside an infographic, and let's say that your infographic is about how much gold can a crab dig, right? And you've got little things that are moving, so people say, oh, that's really cool. It's eye-catching.
Infographics, I know there are places on the internet where you can go get them made
Yep.
for free, or you can
Yep.
make themselves.
Mhm.
Can you do the same with gifographics?
I haven't seen that yet. But I'm going to talk about those places where you get those in just a minute. All right, let's have a look. Text-based images you can share. So these are the images you can see and create. So, you know, if you've got a great image, hello Brian. If you've got images that you want to put some text over the bottom, so maybe an inspirational message. You know, you've seen those ones where there's a guy standing on top of the mountain, and then there's all sorts of different text you can just overlay over the top, and that's sort of stuff that can be shared as well. Now, most times people will share this information, share these images when they are tips. So if you've got tips, let's say you've got some public speaking tips, rather than giving a tip in a bullet point, you may want to give a great picture. So let's say that you've got a photo of somebody up there in front of a lectern speaking, and you can put tip number 1, always turn the microphone on. Something like that, right? That's supposed to be funny. Come on.
That's very
hilarious.
good.
Right.
That's where I fail.
Thanks for laughing. Do you understand?
That's where I fail.
All right, so you can put an image there with a tip underneath, and you could share that. You don't have to put all the tips at once. I would suggest that you if you've got 10 tips, create 10 different images.
And 10 different weeks or
10 different weeks over 10 different periods of time. Share it out. So people go, oh, that's a great tip. When's
Now,
that
should
next
you
one?
put some pros with it? So if they see the tip, then do you want
You know,
to amplify it?
in that case, I would even have a blog post, for instance, on your website, and your blog post might be the top 10 tips to use when you're talking about social media.
Yeah.
And every one of your images has the tip number 1, turn the microphone on. For more information, go here, and they take you to your website. Because remember, this stuff here we're talking about, when you're sharing information on social platforms, you want to drive that back to your website.
So it's a link.
Yeah, so you can make it a
It's a
link.
link.
Absolutely. Great. How-tos. So if you've got a how to do something, like a tip, but maybe it's how to. How do I, whatever it is. So let's say Michael might be how to get relaxation at night time. So it might be number one, and it's a how to do something. Does that make sense?
How do you do, in what context here?
Oh, sorry.
Are we talking, we're still talking about putting together a picture that says how to?
Yeah, so you put an image there, and an image has got a how do I do something.
Right.
So it may be, it could even be things like, if I've got this, let's say I've just bought this clicker, and this company page says how to use the laser. So I might have a photo of the laser. How to use the laser might be push button on the side. A lot of, imagine, if we bought something from IKEA and they didn't have pictures on it to put together, how hard would it be to follow putting a desk together from IKEA if you didn't have pictures, right? So that's what I'm talking about. They're using a how-to. Step one is
next
this.
Christmas they get it. Yeah.
If you're lucky. Quotes are always a good one. In fact, they're so popular, I'm sick of them, but you probably see them everywhere on all the social sites.
Especially quotes by people who never actually said that.
That's right, quotes by people who never said that. Can I quote you on that? So quotes are a very big one. If you haven't seen those yet, then you're not on Facebook or anything else like those social platforms. And then checklists or cheat sheets. So this is what we're finding is the most shares. People are sharing that when it's this type of information. So checklists or cheat sheets. So it could be a cheat sheet or a checklist on the 3 common things to take when you go camping.
And that has to be accurate, the checklist.
It's up to you.
Nothing on the internet has to be accurate.
I'm not going to confirm or deny whether it's
Or
accurate.
right first, ask, there's more.
It's going to depend on your credibility, Alan. If you want to be credible, great. If you don't, then you can make up whatever you like.
I'm lost.
All right, let's have a look. And the last one is infographics again. So sharing, infographics are shared a lot. Infographics are huge on Pinterest too. A lot of people sharing infographics on Pinterest. All right, a couple of things. To get images shared with others, it should help or inspire. So if the image inspires somebody, that's when they're going to share it with others. It should be timely. So what does that mean, timely? So last year, Super Bowl last year, not this year, last year, do you remember, if you don't watch football, that's okay, but you probably heard about the lights going out halfway through the game. Does anyone remember that in the middle of the Super Bowl, the lights failed and everyone was like, whoa, left in the dark sort of thing, right? Left in the dark. Now, there was a company that was, they had their team ready to tweet whatever they could possibly tweet about the Super Bowl because they knew there was a lot of people watching. So the lights have gone out, and Oreo cookies, everyone heard of Oreo cookies, right? Put this picture up of an Oreo with a black background with some words that said, they still taste good in the dark.
Oh, wow.
Super quick, right? Like really quick. They put on Twitter, and it was the most shared image on Twitter. And I think it still is one of them. No, not anymore. Ellen DeGeneres ruined that. But it was the most shared image for a long, long time because it was super quick, but it was very timely. People are watching this and they're all like questioning about what's going on, and then this thing comes out, and they're like, wow, how did these guys do that so quick? Did they pull the plug? Did they go and create this and then pull the plug?
Right.
So be timely. How can you be timely? You don't have to be as clever as that, but what is happening in your industry or your area that you could create an image that's relevant to what's people are looking at and talking about right now? You probably see a lot of this right now with World Cup. There's all sorts of messages and text going around about images. I've got, in fact, Jeff and I were sharing something the other day about World Cup things, and it was like, now that wouldn't be funny 6 weeks ago or probably next year, but it's currently, because it's relevant to the World Cup, it's timely. Have a message. Now, it doesn't have to be a written message on your image, but what is the image conveying? What is the message conveying for people? What do they see? What are they actually reading into that message when people want to share it? And entertaining, is it entertaining or not?
So that would be rhetoric. Are they words that capture?
They could be words that capture, or it could just be the image that captures imagination. And because sometimes there's pictures out there that don't need to have any words. It's self-explanatory. And is it relevant to your brand? I mean, you can be posting all these images out as much as you like, but is it relevant to what your core brand is all about? And if it's not, then you're probably going to lose the effect of that image. All right, so there's an example of an image that's that's created on a tool that I'm about to show you. But you can see it's just a simple, rather than just a bullet point or a text, it looks pretty effective, right? It looks like it's cool. It's something, if you believed in that comment, then you could share it and you'd be happy sharing it because people like to see that image. All right, so how do you create these images? Who wants to see some tools how you create these images? How many people are graphic artists, experts? I'm certainly
Not
not.
expert, but I do create.
You like,
I
okay,
create
great. Then
for
you'll,
level,
if you don't know, if you know these tools, then
I
you'll.
borrow from the best.
Tools to use on the web, okay. You can get a template created on Fiverr.com. Fiverr is anybody not heard of Fiverr?
I buy it from them all the time.
Fiverr, right, so Fiverr costs you how much?
$5.
$5. You can get a template created for your brand. So, Michael, let's say that you've got, you want to put your logo and stuff around. You want to have the same sort of template. You might want to have your logo and your website here, and you want a generic background. Let's say that the color of your shirt is your brand color. You want to have like that as a background, and then you can just overlay images over the top so that it becomes a branded image every time. You can get a person on Fiverr to create that for you, so that all you're doing is just slotting an image over the top and then posting it. So you get a template rather than, yeah, pretty simple, right? $5, one off, great. PicMonkey.com. PicMonkey is a
Monkey?
PicMonkey, yeah. PicMonkey is a great tool to use if you want to create images with text over the top. They have a lot of images that you can use that you can that they have for free. So you want to make sure, by the way, just on this, is that the images you use, you have the rights to use them. Don't just get a Google image and use that, because
Say that again. If the
you want to make
image-
sure you've got the rights to use the images that you're
Yes.
using. Okay, so don't go to Google Images or Google and type in, I'm looking for a cookie, and then use the first thing you see, because you may not own the rights to that image.
And you're infringing that.
Correct. So you want to make sure you're using images that you have the rights to. PicMonkey have a whole range of images that you can use if you want to use their images, or you can take your own photos and then put over the top. Take your own photos and put information over the top.
Are those, then those images are available for all kinds of use, commercial use, and
Yeah.
you can alter them however you want? And then-
Absolutely, yep. This next one is my favorite. It's called Canva.com. Canva is the one that I created these infographics. So I created those infographics that you saw at the start. Those infographics, 3 of them took me about, from the time I learned about Canva. So I learned about it, I turned it on, I applied for a free account. It took me about 2.5 hours to create all 3 of those infographics from scratch. I never
That you
used
had up here,
Canva
that
before.
you had up here.
Yeah. I'd never used Canva before, so it took me 2.5 hours to learn how to use it and then create those graphics.
But you're a techie boy. I mean, you've got.
But this is how cool they are. You don't need, it's all drag and drop. You just look through the images and you drag the image across. You grab the text over, you type the text. Put they've got lots of images you can put over the top, and they've got even templates you can start to follow and fill in as well. So you don't need to be techie at all. Do you use Canva at all? Have you heard of Canva?
No, that's not one of the ones that I'm.
Canva's pretty awesome. You can create all your social media. They have all these templates, so you can have templates for your social media graphics, have templates for your headers and your banners. You can have templates for ads. If you're doing ads on Facebook, you can create these Canva ads. So Canva is a great tool. The other thing is they have 1 million images that you can use. Now they'll charge you $1 an image. If not all the image, but if you want to use a specific image, like a professional image, let's say it's somebody's climbing a mountain, you can find that image of the mountain, and when you use that image, they'll charge you $1. But you can use that image all
So you
forever.
give them a credit card up front.
Yeah, and they charge you $1.
Are they, do they have some free pictures?
They have a lot of free pictures. And you can upload your own as well. So you can use your own images in there as well. That's Canva.com. You can also use screenshots. So remember, we're talking about how do you create images. Screenshots using Jim, Camtasia, Snagit. If you've got a screenshot of something on your computer, you want to use that to share. I use that for a lot of explanatory sort of images. If I'm showing people how to sign up or where to sign up on something, I can do a big circle around the sign up button on my screen. I just take a shot of it, create a big circle, and I can share that image as well.
Is that any easier than using Paint?
using Paint.
Yeah.
These are just the programs to take the actual screenshot.
Rather than like your buttons.
Well, you can do that too. Yeah, it's the same thing. If you've got control, are you on a Mac?
No.
Or PC, whatever that control Mac
Yeah,
screenshot
whatever.
is,
Print screen,
you can
yeah.
do the same thing. Yep, absolutely.
so
Snagit is great, I've used it and it's fabulous.
Yeah, they're all really good
There's
programs.
all kinds of things you can do with it. It's
Yeah.
really
In fact,
cool.
I think Snagit owns Jing now. Brian?
No, I was going to say too that Snagit has been around for a very long time.
Yep.
But if you're on a Windows platform, snipping tool
Yeah.
is part of a built-in operating system
Yep.
that'll make it really
What's
easy
Gene?
to capture things.
It's just a program that lets you take a screenshot, either that or a quick video.
There's another one called Grab that I use.
Grab. There is a number of them. I just wanted to give you an idea of it. I could keep going and fill out.
I'm running out of space. Where to put stuff
You know,
in my head.
in your head? That's all right. Empty some of the other stuff you don't need out.
Deleting others.
Get rid of that inbox drop stuff.
Purge your cache.
Screenshots, you can use screenshots for testimonials. So here's a cool thing that I do is, if somebody writes rather than writing me a testimonial for work, they might sometimes put it on Facebook. They might say, hey, that was a great webinar, I really liked it. I'll take a screenshot of that and use that as my testimonial if I'm going to use it on my website later. So I use that for testimonials. If there's somebody written a great tweet that I want to take a snapshot of, rather than just copying and pasting on a Word doc, I'll use the screenshot to grab a photo of that.
With your phone?
No, just with one of these tools here.
Ah.
One of these tools. Alright, so if you're on a mobile, you want to start creating images on a mobile, there's a couple of tools you can use. Instagram Overapp is one that lets you put words over a picture. So if you're out and about, Alan, with your phone, you're taking photos of some nice scenery, you can use the Overapp to put some text over the top of it. You may want to put a nice quote there. So you don't have to go home to your computer, you can start doing it straight from your mobile phone and then post it out to your pages.
You just
Overapp is an app?
Overapp is an app, yep.
Okay.
On
You
the-
just obsoleted Bartlett's quotation book.
There you go. Good. Excellent. Instaframe is another app that's out there, and then Be Funky is also another app. In fact, I could have kept going. There's a bunch of them out there. I just want to give you a couple.
There's a really good one that's called Fuzzle. I love it.
Fuzzle?
Yeah, it's
Yep.
F-U-Z-E-L, I think.
Bunzel?
Fuzzle, F-U-Z.
Yep. You know, do a search
It's
for
kind
apps
of-
that
It's kind of like Be Funky. It allows you to create compilation images on your phone.
Right.
Best thing ever.
There's some really cool stuff out there. And as I said, the list goes on. All right, final thing. Two things left. Getting started. So where do you want to start with? Start with your brand. Who are you? What's your story? Like, what is your story? What is your story that you want to be known for? And use images to incorporate your story for people out there. And then also ask why you're there. Who are the people that you want to associate with? So get your information, get out there. What people do you want to be sharing this information with? A couple of tips at the end. Here's my last infographic for the day. Yay, let me give you some notes on this one. All right, so number one, a couple of tips. Number one, don't tell if you can show. So if you can show something, don't write it down, show them. If I was to explain this particular beautiful scenery, which happens to be from my home state in Australia, called the 12 Apostles, if I was to write how nice the 12 Apostles look, do you think I could do that the same as I could with this image here? No, right? So that's the answer I'm looking for, no. That's what you want to do. You want to show them if you can, show them if you can. Number two, create original visual content. Invest in professional images and graphic design. So I am not a graphic artist, and I only did this infographic to show you that even a non-graphic person like me can do this sort of stuff. But you can find people out there on Fiverr, you can find people on Elance to go and create nice infographics for your business. So invest in some of that. Invest in some photos, get some great images that are out there. And it doesn't have to be expensive, a couple of dollars to get some good images out there too.
Dollar Photo.
Dollar Photo Club is like the Dollar Shave Club. You pay $1. What's it?
It's like $65 to join for a year,
Yeah.
and then anything after that is $1. So
Dollar. Yeah, we're a member of that. Like
it's a real good deal.
yeah, dollarphotoclub.com.
Yeah.
There's other things like iStock Image and Photo there's a whole bunch of photo sharing sites out there. Number 3, showcase your story. Images equal emotion and connection. So showcase your story. The more images you can put out there, the more people will connect with you, the more emotion that will drive. Number 4, crowdsource. Get fans to create images. Here's a cool thing, is that you don't have to come up with all the images. There's a lot of companies out there who are getting their fans to create images for them. So, you know, if you've got, let's say you, excuse me, let's say this cup here, you're the creator of this cup, you want people to take photos. Go and take photos of the various places you're using this cup out there. So people are creating images for you that you could use on your own marketing down the track. So think about how you can crowdsource. You can put competitions put competitions out there for that sort of stuff too. Excuse me. Reword. Add back the words. So caption, descriptions, call to action. Like, is there a call to action on your images? Is there something for them to do? Go back to my website to find more. Keywords, hashtags. I'm not even into hashtags, but you can put a hashtag around those images as well. And the other thing you want to make sure you're doing is you're putting your website or a watermark that belongs to you. Because when people share images, and if they're good, you want people to know that it's your image. So where can they find out more about you, Dean? If you've got a great image of a house there, you might put your website. Sunchasers. I'm trying to think what the website was. You might put
Sunchasers Home Watch.
SunchasersHomewatch.com on the bottom so people know what that is. Yeah. Let's see, number 6, spread the love. Spread the love. So what does that mean? Tweet images, Pinterest pins, put them on Twitter, pin videos on Pinterest, add text to Instagram, use more images on Facebook, and add images to your blog post. All right, did you get all that?
No.
I'll say the last one again. Tweet your images. Tweet your Pinterest pins. So you got Pinterest, you got pins on Pinterest. Put it on Twitter and say, come back and check my Pinterest out. If you've got videos, put your videos out. Share them up. Put them on Facebook. Put more images on your blog posts as well. Make sure you've got images on your blog posts so people can share that when they get to your site as well. All right, that is a wrap. I think we're done.